Let's make sure we're live. There we go. Check, check, check. All right. Mute that. Bring up the chat. And we're rolling. Close that. Close this. And pop up chat. And let's go live. And we'll start at the beginning. Anyway, I'm back. It's Friday. The weeks are going by fast. And I'm excited. Because if you haven't been following along, I got a Interlagos with black interior, 50,000 mile, 49 and change thousand mile E46 M3. And I haven't been this excited for a car in a long time. It's been quite a while. And I'm excited for the project. I'm certain, it's probably really nice, but it's probably not really nice to me. And so it was a bring a trailer car. I think a guy owned it in Massachusetts who did most of the modifications, and then I bought it from a guy in Texas. But it's awesome. I just posted in the OG group, and I said, what I'm looking for. It's 50,000 miles or less, Interlagos, Alpine White, or Imola. Possibly, it was a titanium silver, maybe, but I'd rather not. Black, red, or cinnamon interior. And so people started coming out of the woodwork, sending me emails. So this car wasn't for sale, as many of the cars that I was offered weren't for sale. And so we, came to an agreement. I paid $65,000 for the car, which I think is it's not a lot. It's like a fair price for it, I think. So I'm feeling pretty good. It's original manual car, original compact car, but it has Öhlins Road and Track. It has the RKP roof, carbon fiber roof already done. It has a CSL trunk already done. CSL diffuser already has the Carbonius intake. And then I'm going to take it to the next stage. I'm going to do a CSL front bumper, probably do a bunch of paint work, do a nut and bolt restoration, maybe zinc plate them all. So I want to get underneath the car, dry ice clean it, assess it, replace anything that needs to be replaced, replace a bunch of stuff in the interior, do all the I&D cosmetic stuff that it doesn't have, like the black painted BMW badges, and just do my thing. If the glass needs to be replaced, do that. Get the windows tinted, get the paint repaired, get the car looking like it's a 5,000 mile car. Drive it, love it. If I don't love it, sell it. If I do absolutely love it, I probably will still sell it and go find a 1,000 mile car. So I'm excited because I'm getting back to driving every day. I get a little bit better, a little bit more. Still haven't gotten through any traffic lights or anything like that, but I just force myself, even days I'm not doing good, to just go out and drive around the neighborhood. I'm going out every weekend. I come up here to HQ and then go have somebody go with me. Let's get out to the back roads till eventually I can get to the back roads myself. So this weekend, the goal would be to go drive the E46 because I should have it tomorrow, according to the shipper. So I'm pumped, man. And this is the most excited I've been about a car in a long time. The last several cars I've gotten, I couldn't really drive at all. So I was like, well, what's the point? And I can see the light at the end of the tunnel here. I can feel it. So I'm getting excited. So let's look at your questions here. What we got going on here? Okay. I'm the first to call it due to Matt being able to drive again. This is his new E46. Yes, it is my new E46. That's a photo of it. And I'm excited. If you guys want to check it out, let me put a link in the chat here. The original Bring a Trailer. So the guy that I bought it from Bring a Trailer. He did the only modification he did the 410 gears. It did have a rear end collision, but it's all documented. And I'm not as worried because I know that any 20, 15,000 mile or greater E46, I'm going to have to fix the paint. I just know that going into it. So here's the, if you guys want to dig into it, that's the car. So there we go. Let's see. Zach says, Matt, if you were selling professional services via YouTube, how would you approach change? How would your approach change? So if I was selling something like insurance, pressure washing, financial practice, law firm, it's really tough. I think the way to do it is you want to build a personal brand, right? And so what happened to me when I was in wealth management, I really wanted to sell my service, but I couldn't. So what I did was just share my life and build a personal brand and share who I was and what I was about and what I liked. And then if I'd ever in passing mentioned that, oh, by the way, I'm a pretty serious financial professional, then people would kind of reach out and call. Now, if you're not hamstrung, it could be really great. So, if you're into cars or whatever you're into, use your passion to create a personal brand around the passion, and then sprinkle in what you do, so that people that are bought into what you're up to are willing to. They might be willing to listen or hear you out, and chances are, but if you're in an interesting profession, an interesting professional service thing, then you would probably want to lead with that. I mean, that hopefully is your passion, and you just want to be really authentic and share it and try to make it interesting so people might, whether it's educational, entertaining, has some benefit to people that would make them want to utilize you or buy your stuff. JBI Shop 98 says, hey Matt, have you done any other testing with the AR635? What's the best orifice for the Griot's foam cannon? Are you using any metering tips? So we just installed my single OG wash station at my house with a single AR635. So I took the dual Krenzel's out. So we're going to be modifying and shipping that out. I sold mine. Just so that I'm forced to do long-term testing. You want the 1.5 millimeter orifice on a dedicated 20 amp circuit. I don't know about metering. I'm kind of over the whole metering thing anyway, but you'll have to test that out. I might play with that a little bit. But yeah, 1.5 is fine. It pushes it right to the limit, which is good. You get good foam. Everything works great. But I'm going to do some more testing, some videos. I'll share that with you. We'll have a video on the OG channel in the coming weeks of the OG wash station launch and install. I think it's probably going to be like $6,500 for that setup. So not everybody's going to buy it, but we're going to launch with that, and we're going to start, working through accessories and things to give you options like buying deionized treatment, buying it without DI because most people don't even want DI. Buying it DI only to complement the CR Spotless because the CR doesn't won't work with a 635, won't work with a 630, won't work with the Active 3.0, so it won't work with the new pressure washers. And so it at times has a difficult time keeping up with even the Krenzel stuff. So it's a nice complement at much, much more money. So we'll be coming out with that at some point too. Is this the new permanent time for the Friday podcast? Yeah, it's always been 2 p.m. on Friday, so I'll continue to do that. Brian's Car Stuff. Hey, Matt, video production on the OG channel is looking great. Give kudos to Wyatt and Alexis. Yeah, we're getting better. We need to work on our thumbnails and our branding and our style. I tell you what, if you guys have a connection, I need to find someone. We need to make some original music. So I want to make some sort of original Chris Stapleton-like, Whiskey Myers type OG signature sound that we can use in every video. And then we're gonna get our graphics and get this all set up over the coming months as we're starting to figure out the system now. Doing the podcast. I'm doing 2 videos on the Matt Mormon channel. We're going to do 2 videos on the Obsessed Garage How-To channel, and 2 videos on the OG channel a week. Plus Inside the Hex. I'm going to shoot my Inside the Hex vlog tomorrow. And then by April, we're going to have a plan set up for sponsorship. So we're going to go out and I'm going to start, like, for example, I could be mid-roll adding this bottle, so reach out to them, Global Healing, and share with you the cool stuff that I find, because I found there's a gap. If I'm doing just garage and then I'm doing horror and lifestyle on Matt Mormon, there's a gap in the system here where, I'm talking about all kinds of different interesting things, like I'm, selling you Rode microphones and bed sheets and faucets and shower heads and all these different things that I think is an opportunity that I don't think I want to sell that. But I think if I do some mid-roll stuff and I find something cool, or do product placement stuff where it's in a video and showing you where to buy it, and it's not from me, but it's from the company direct, I think there's some real value in there, because what I want to do, I want to build a really, really highly produced, really awesome weekly business vlog on Inside the Hex. And so that's going to require some capital to do that. One, I think we'll go out and find a bunch of new members that would pay for it. And then 2, if I get a bunch of sponsors, I can make the membership even cheaper. And then that would pay for my media team, and I can grow the media team from there. So I'm gonna jump the shark a little bit in the coming year, this year, where I've never done any advertisements before, but only products that I'm gonna seek them out, like, I don't know, my Redwood sauna, or my BDI desk, and Snake River Farms, Hardcore Carnivore, some of these things that I'm a big proponent of, that I've shared with many, many, many thousands of people. I think that I can provide some value to the world with doing commercials, but not commercials. Let's see. Blues 3531 says, I've owned 3 E46s and my currently one. I've basically done Mani-spec with no budget. I can help you get the exhaust dialed. You don't need headers. I think I really like Adam LZ's setup. His is a little jank because they kind of threw it together for a video. But I'm doing headers, mid-pipe, full exhaust. The guys at Castro Performance in Southern California, this is very, shop-made, custom, but I'm doing that exhaust. His, and we'll see. I mean, I'm assuming, because his car sounds incredible. Go watch last week he put a video up of going around the compound in his E46, and it's freaking incredible. Let's see, where was I? The E46 beat the R34 because the E46 is 60 grand and the R34 is 200 just to get the base car. So that's why. Would you ever do on a budget wash product video or series? Nope, no interest. Wrong guy. You wouldn't want me doing that anyway. I mean, it's not what I do. It's not what I'm interested in. I wouldn't provide any value. It would just offend half of the, 3/4 of the universe. You want me chasing good or great or the best. That's what I'm chasing. The key is to balance the CSL airbox sound with the exhaust. I agree. Cannot wait to see you dial in the E46. Let's see. Thought you didn't like the E46. Didn't you have one? What didn't you like about it? So the E46 sucks donkey balls stock. It's terrible. Terrible car. It looks great. Sounds terrible. Needs a lot of work. And so you need to do the carbon roof, you need to do the trunk, you need to do the subframe reinforcement. That's the other thing. The car I bought already has a subframe done. You need to do the carbon air box, you need to tune it, you need to do all this stuff. And so I've already so I bought the car for 65, the roof's 10, the trunk's probably 4, 5 to do, so there's 15. Subframe's another 4, so there's 19. The airbox and the tune is another $2,500 or more. I think it's more than that. So I'm at 20-something thousand dollars that I was going to do for sure. Olin's Road and Track. So this car has 25 grand of the stuff that I was already going to do. And because I'm going to have to do a lot with the paint and nuts and bolts and stuff, I still get to play with it plenty because I normally like to do that stuff myself. And who knows how good the roof is and all that. So we're going to find out, and I'm going to fix whatever needs to be fixed. But I wanted to do the E46, and I wanted to do the E46 project, and I hated how it sounded, and I knew I was going to have to like buy 50 exhaust for it. Adam hadn't done the Castro exhaust yet, I don't think, or I didn't know about it. I just wasn't ready to do all that stuff to my car. And so I had a white one with like 20-something thousand miles on it that I bought from EAG. And then I got that cockamamie scheme to do the giveaway of my E92 and get the 800-mile E92, which I'm glad I did. And so I didn't want to have both. And so I traded the E46, and I hated the car. I might still hate the car, but I hated its stock, and I didn't have the bandwidth to do the work to make me like it. I loved the way it looked. I loved it sitting in the garage, but I didn't want to do all the spend. I needed to spend like $50,000 to get it up to spec. So I traded it back for what I paid for it back to EAG, to Evan at the time, and for the E92. So that's the story. Hey, Matt, can I have an update on Swiss Track's jacking plates, please? Almost the end of the first quarter. It's laying on my floor right now, so at least I got it out of the development room. Now I just need to use it. I've been focused on my my GT3. Let's see. Edgar Guerrero says, do you clean the tire dressing brush after each use, or how do you care maintain it? Nope. I just wipe it off with the 12x12 tire towel, and I never touch it. Just works, kind of gets seasoned and stays. It's kind of like a cast iron pan. I never clean it. Where do you store your wash brushes and sponges between washes? Well, I wash every pad that touches the car every time I use it. So that just kind of gets thrown on the floor and then thrown in the laundry. Then the other stuff stays in the wheel bucket and just kind of dries on its own. Let's see. Canada Mustang says, do you know if the guy who won the Civic many moons ago still has it? No, he sold it on Bring a Trailer. Yeah, time to start saving for a wash station. Yeah, you're going to want it. It's going to be sick. Will the cabinet for the wash station be available on its own? Yes. It'll be slightly redesigned, so that way it'll be more functional. It won't have like the area for the gauge and the valve, and so it'll have shelves in the bottom, adjustable shelves, and a larger door. But wait till you see the install. Tommy and Joe killed it, man. It's so easy to install. Tommy and I did it in 2 hours while on camera. So imagine if you had a hose bib and a power outlet, you can install a custom install system perfectly in 2 hours or less. If you're not on camera and you watch our video beforehand, you hang it on a cleat, you level the feet, it's incredible. Just wait. You guys are going to frickin' love it. It's going to be too much money, but I'm making it in the U.S. and kind of all the internal components are insanely expensive. Ooh, super chat. Meticulous Garage. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. 718 GT4 or 991.2 Carrera S4S as my first Porsche. I have a 25 G80 M3 that I've tastefully modded and that I really like. Or I could add an E90 to the fleet, keep the G80. What are your thoughts? I mean, if you're a G80 guy, then you probably would really like the Carrera S. I don't like the turbo Carreras. I don't hate them, but I don't have any interest in them. The nice thing about them is they're crazy tunable. But I would rather have a 991.1 Carrera S or Carrera 4S. I think the pathway, like, the perfect progression would be go G80 M3 to Cayman GTS to Carrera S, then to GT4, then to GT3 would be like if I was like 25 years old and I could, or 30 years old, it'd probably be more like 30 years old. If I'm 30, 35 years old and I'm kind of coming up the ranks here, I think you would do well by, that progression. But if this is my choice here, I wouldn't add an E92 to a G80, not yet in life. I would rather go down the Porsche route and have a single Porsche. I'd go E90, once you start to collect, start to build, have more room, more garage space, all that kind of stuff. I don't know your exact situation, but the G80 is one of those things you need to experience, you need to have, and then you move on from it, and you probably will never come back to it. Although I've been thinking F80s as I've been thinking about collecting here. I did my vision board. Maybe I should share my vision board with you guys. Or remind me, I'll share it with you maybe next week, next podcast. Maybe I'll share it inside the Hex is what I'll do. So you got to go become a member. But I've kind of decided that I want to, because I've been chasing space for so long. It was always money first, and then it was space. And so I think that I'm going to build and come up and acquire more space to be able to store more cars. And then, like I said, my dream here, if I'm able to just cruise from Middleton to here, from my place to here, I'm going to have tons and tons of cars. And so I want to go back and get the .1 Carrera S or Carrera GTS. I want to go back and, I'll probably get a Civic. I want to build a JDM collection. I want to build an M3, M5 collection. I want to build a Porsche collection. That's what I think I want to do. And then it'll be stored value. And so what I'm hoping to do is make Obsessed Garage really profitable, to be able to have a nice incentive structure for the employees. And then I'm going to take half the money that I get. And it's my, shareholder distribution. Half the money will get invested. The other half will get invested, like I said last week, will get invested in, things that I'm interested in. Watches, cars, and maybe some art. I don't know. And watches, cars, and what was the other thing? Maybe sports cards. So to answer your question, that's a toss-up. I mean, I think I would rather go Carrera GTS first, if you can swing it. So let's go back to the top here. We talked about the wash station. The Civic has changed hands a few times on Bring a Trailer. I thought it was only once, but maybe it has twice. It looked like you picked up a nicely cared for E46, not OG spec yet, but we'll enjoy watching you bring it to spec. It's going to be a fun project. Hey, Matt, the Frank Kruger says, I'm curious what caused your anxiety with driving, if you're willing to talk about it. So I've told this story many, many times, but just to clarify, in 2014, it was August, I think 16th. I remember the date because it was 7 days after Kate was born. And we went to get family photos done. I went to the store with Ryan while Ryan and Kate were Michelle and Kate were doing the baby infant photos. I was in the store. I scrolled Facebook. My buddy was getting some sort of surgery, and I had the Black Death, the almost pass out, come over me. That's when anxiety sort of attached itself to, holy crap, I could pass out any day, any time. And then I was in this endless loop of panic. I had to get in the car, drive down the highway, panic crazy, feeling like I was going to pass out. And it kind of opened up Pandora's box of this, oh my gosh, this could happen anywhere, anytime. And so it attached itself to the car. Fast forward, I got through it. You guys have watched me, 2014, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, was able to drive in some limited capacity, but I was always white knuckling it. 2019, lost my front tooth, and had a kind of just tried to push the angst and the fear and all of that, try to swallow it and squash it. I hadn't really done anything to fix it. And so then I decided to head on this sort of life pursuit of business, fitness. Took me a while to get to the fitness stage. um, figure myself out, improve, and so I think there's a little divine intervention involved here. That now I feel like I'm ready, and so now I've started to figure out how to deal with, not run away from, but to accept, float, and accept the panic. And I think that that's the key here. So anyway, that's the story. And so I've never passed out while driving, but and I don't think I ever will, because it's different. An angst, a panic attack is very different from a vasovagal event, and yet I'm have a hard time disassociating. So that answers your question. How's the blue bike build going? Bike is done. It was, I think my spacers were wrong. So Bryce is kind of, I gave it to Bryce to do the final. He's working on making me some custom spacers. But it's cool. It's going to get hung on the wall here at HQ and probably not get driven a lot, but ridden a lot. But I wanted a hardtail. I think I did a pretty good job. It's together, and brakes are done. Wheels are good. Tires are good. So it's pretty sweet. Yeah, good point. I need to buy more cars so I don't run out of thumbnails. That's a very good point for the podcast. At some point here, we're going to make a really nice thumbnail for the podcast, but especially once I get a title sponsor for it. Yeah, Kurt Pullman says new website layout and package setup is so much better. Nice work. Yeah, nice work to the guys. We worked hard to kind of get this figured out, and the packages, have we put the detailing packages up yet? I think those go up, if they haven't, very shortly. Oh, yeah. Oh, another thing. Yeah, the detailing stuff, wait till you see that. It's going to be great. Detailing packages, microfiber package. Yeah, this is good. Something doesn't look quite right yet. There it is. Okay. And then I'm going to add, we're going to go through it again now that it's all up. The what's included section is really great. Where it's clickable links. So it's going to make a lot more sense to you. And so I'm going to, we're going to go through, now that it's kind of launched and live, we're going to go through and just kind of update our descriptions and really dial all that in as well. So it makes a lot of sense. I don't love this free shirt unlock the reward thing. It's kind of weird looking. But anyway, what we're doing, if you spend $150 on detailing, I have all these amazing shirts. This isn't one of them, but I have all these amazing shirts that we've made for all the different giveaways and open house events and all this stuff. And I just got too many of them. It's too many SKUs to try to keep in stock. So you're going to want to go, buy some detailing stuff, and then we're going to give you a shirt. You know me, I don't like free stuff. I don't think people value free stuff. But I don't want to throw the shirts away, and I wanted to figure out, how can I get the most bang for the buck? So the one way to do that is to give them to you guys, and you'll go out and represent. That's the plan. Yeah, I don't have a Rogue shirt on. I don't know what this, some generic black shirt that I bought. Have you tried ADS tire and wheel cleaner? Yeah, I have. I don't really like it. I do have a prototype tire dressing from, I think Breakbuster's better, and I think Billhammer Auto Wheel is better. Can you talk about Microfiber 4.0? Yeah, so what I changed in the new Microfiber package, and pull it back up. It's not a remarkable change, but it is a long time coming considering some of the towels I had were discontinued, like the Pluffles. And so the package now has, I moved the large towel, the bulk drying towel, down in size to the liquidator, and I wanted it to be smaller size. So that's our large drying towel. And then I added the Eagle Edgeless. I don't like Eagles for any other task other than for waterless and rinseless washing. And so it actually does really well at that. So that replaced the Pluffle. The wheel towel is the same. The large drying or the bulk drying towel is the same, or the initial wipe. Um, let's see, I went from orange to gray FTW for the secondary wipe when you're using drying aid. I went to the blue FTW rather than the waffle weave for glass. The interior towel stayed the same. The multi-purpose towel went to a silver rather than the dark gray because it washes better. It's going to show dirt more, but it washes better and it's easier to wash because now a lot of our towels are gray. I got rid of the pearl. It's too floppy because I've been using just the creature for coating removal. And then the polished towel got an upgrade. So I went to an edgeless 365 from an edgeless 360. So I wanted to have a single polish removal towel. And so we actually eliminated 2 towels, which made the package a bit more attainable. But the Matt Mormon package is $860 because it's a boatload of towels. And so, yeah, I don't really love how this description is going here. This doesn't look good. But we're gonna tweak this stuff. And then I need to do a little better job. I'm going to do a better job of teaching. But we're off to a good start here. Packages look good. What I wanted was to have the package at the top, which very few people buy. And then from that, then you can buy a la carte. So you would use the package. So you use the what's included tab to figure out what you already had and what you needed to add for all the people who already have all their stuff. But we've got some room to improve upon that. But we got something to work with. I'm going to go through and we're going to figure out. Okay, I go back here. Still have plenty of time. Ooh, another super chat. Missed that. Sorry. Matt, quick question from a solo detailer trying to grow my business. How would you position your brand to stand out and attract higher-end clients? Keep up the good work on driving in. So we talked about this, a bunch in the past, but it's been a long time. Great question. So I always put myself in your shoes. If I was going to detail for a living, if I was going to do that and I wanted to work on the very best cars and I wanted to work with the very best clients, and knowing that there's a come up period, and it's a little more difficult for me because I can cheat it. If I was going to start a detailing business right now, I already have a following and I could probably drum up a bunch of customers really quickly. So let's assume that you already have some customers, and so you've already done the come up, right? You've done the base stuff, which is to do, you're knocking on doors, you're doing stuff for free, so you don't need to do that anymore. The first thing you need to think about is the value perception, right? You don't want to price yourself so high to where, rich people feel like they're getting screwed, but you don't want to be so, you don't want to be doing $250, coatings and corrections and coatings. They won't think you know what you're doing. But you also don't want to go right to $3,000 and price yourself out of the market. You go to $3,000 when you're Jim White and you've got the following. So what you need to find a couple of guys that are great, a great influence. And so what I would probably do is I'd go around to the Cars and Coffees. I'd go around to the car events, any car event in your area, and I would put myself out there. I would wear a polo, and I would wear some nice pants, nice shoes. If you have a watch, wear it, and have a couple business cards in your pocket. But don't go with like a real agenda. Come to think of it, I don't think I would wear I would wear a polo, but I wouldn't wear like my branded polo. I would go, my agenda is I want to go there and I want to make some friends. And I would go up and I would force myself to go talk to as many people as humanly possible. And then you ask them as many questions as you can about them. And then at some point they'll probably reciprocate and ask questions of you. And you say, look, I'm an obsessed level. I'm a detailer, and I'm obsessed with it. I love doing it. I love your car. I tell you what, if I can, I know everybody's looking for a good person to take care of their car. I'm your guy. I'm like the guy that I would hire to do the job. What'll happen from that, you'll end up that guy. You'll find the right guy at all his events, and then they'll call all their buddies. You'll find the guy that's the influencer, the one that is the referral source, because he'll probably call 4 other people over at Cars and Coffee. And what you're looking to do by doing that is you're looking to catch people in motion. They're in between detailers. They've never had a detailer. Maybe it's their first car, second car. I try to find, Tesla events as well, because those generally are pretty good customers. And so find, where the Tesla guys are getting together. So I do all that to find the high end. If you're looking for just volume and you're looking for nice cars, then I would use the Facebook groups. And try to find the local car groups, local, German car groups, stuff like that. But you want to spend like 75% of your time doing that. The other 25% of your time is detailing. So actually, if it were me, I'd be spending 75% of my time doing some sort of either internet marketing or contributing, or going to different shows and events and shops and stuff like that and trying to get to know people. And then 75% of my time doing that, 20% of my time detailing, and 5% of my time on the rest of my life is what I would do until you make it. And if you do that for like 5 or 10 years, you're going to have like a massive business. Let's see. So I hope that helps. When is the video for the wash station install being posted? I think probably in a couple of weeks. We got some work to do to get it up on the site, and we want to launch it at the same time. Neil White, hey Matt, what running shoes are you currently wearing? I'm looking for long distance shoes, going to do a few half marathons, not interested in regular running shoes like Brooks or Hoka. My favorite is, and I have like 8 pairs of them, one in each color. I have a couple of repeat colors, is Saucony Ride 18s or whatever, or 19s, whatever the current generation is, I'm telling you. Now, it's a little subjective because your feet, or everybody's feet are different, but man, they're incredible. They're the first shoes I've found where it doesn't feel like I'm wearing shoes. It's just like the shoes become non-event. Mike 1977, Matt, what do you think about not going with 3 GPM and just duals? Because with duals, you can use 2 for rinse and 1 for foaming. Yeah, I mean, the dual is still my favorite. But for most people, to go to a dual, OG high flow wash station is going to be like $12,000 or more. It's going to be like $11,000. And so a single is going to be half or a little bit more than half. And we can get you, and you're going to be using less resin. You'll be, the single is the way to go, unless you're just like me, where you want the absolute best. Then dual Krenzlas is my favorite. I like dual Krenzlas over dual AR630s. GT4 RS video will be up this weekend, Sunday, I think. It's good. I mean, it's not a good video, but it's good to hear it. It sounds so awesome. If you have an estimate, how much does it cost per square foot to build a custom home in your area? $400 a square foot, something like that. $500 to $750 if you're doing it like OG spec. Maybe $800 a square foot, something like that. Single wash station, I think is going to be somewhere around $6,500. I wanted it to be $5,000, but there's no way. It's the cost is. I mean, we're gonna try to operate on like 30% margin, and it's gonna be expensive, and it's gonna turn most people away. They're not gonna be able to do it. But then if you're doing it without the water treatment, it's probably gonna shave $1,000 off of it, maybe a little bit more. When you see it, though, you're all going to want it. It's incredible. Saw the GT3. Brian says, saw the GT3 has more paint peel on the hood. Are you planning to do full repaint, or is that still to be determined? I just shot an update video, which will be up early next week. Yeah, it peeled on the front driver's fender. It peeled on the hood, on the front, the front trunk area. So I'm going to paint the entire front clip. I got to paint the passenger rear fender and rocker area. I'm going to I've got to paint the wing. And so I'm going to talk to him about what we may do is just re-clear the whole car. And so we're going to talk about that. Where are we at here? We talked about microfiber. What do you add to window washer fluid to clean the windows? I don't put anything in there. I don't even use them, so it's kind of a moot point, or very rarely use them. But I would put McKee's in there, unless you were going to freeze. J60, it says, hey Matt, for home use, would you recommend the standard DIC 20, or would the mobile solution be a better option due to bypassing and looks? He's talking about the CR Spotless. I mean, either is fine. I want the dual tank, so I think you want the dual setup, whether it's wall mount or portable. Any plans for content with LZ soon? Yep, I just talked to Adam. I was talking to him yesterday and this morning about paint colors on something he's painting. I was talking about the Castro exhaust. I told him, I said, it's pretty soon. I'm going to text you, say I'm on my way. I'm coming to hang out. I'm driving. He said I'd be so pumped if that happened. When do you do public tours? Every day, any day. And, we're not here on the weekends generally. I am sometimes, but that's hit or miss. But yeah, any day, 8 to 4:30, we're here. I'm usually here till about 5:30 before we go to the gym. So anytime you want, just come on over. No Vorsteiner CSL front bumper on the E46 plan. Yeah, I think I like the Vorsteiner one, but I've got to do some more research. First time listening to the live, doing a touchless wash in Florida. Looking forward to meeting the crew in the upcoming road trip early next month. My restocking list is long. I like that. I like to hear that. By the way, I'm going to BMW Invasion on April 4th, so hopefully BMW guys, if you're going to be there, I'll see you there. I'm taking the Bright Line train down to West Palm and staying the night, and then I'm coming home Sunday. Rephrase says, I'm doing well in life. Only car has been a Model 3 Performance, 29 years old. What car under 150 grand? If you want something new, and if you've only had a Model 3 Performance, I would go to BMW first. You could probably jump to Porsche if you wanted to, but I would probably do, if I was going new, I would go F47 M2, not the CS. Teach yourself how to drive a manual. If you don't know how to drive it, just do it. You'll learn in an afternoon, or come here and I'll teach you how to drive it. Or call somebody who has. It'd be worthwhile in life. It'd be a whole lot more fun. So I would get a M2, G87 M2, and I would modify the crap out of it. So you'd be, say, 120 grand when it's all said and done, because you got 40 grand worth of cool stuff to put on it. If you want, I'll send you my list of what I'm going to do to mine when I get it. And I would start with that, and then my next car would be a Cayman GTS manual Burmester. And then my next car would be a GT4. And then my next car would be a 911. And then, actually, I think my next car would be a 911, then a GT4, then a GT3, and then a GT3 RS. Ooh, another super chat. Spencer, what's up, buddy? All right, Matt, you've been hyping up Sonic Next cabinets. My array for the tint room is right at 11K. What would be a reason why someone would not want these cabinets? I'm worried about the depth. I think the only reason you wouldn't want them is you don't like the gray. I think the gray is awesome. Another reason would be if you were going to be storing a myriad of brake rotors in every drawer, so you were putting hundreds and hundreds of pounds in the drawers. That'd be another reason. The depth is a non-issue. I mean, remember, they're the same depth as my Sonic MSS that I had that I used for the last, up until recent. Remember I had the L-shape array, the ARN building, and the building before that, and the building before that. It's incredible. I don't think you're going to have a problem at all. Get some 34 wides. So get some 34s and some 26s. You're going to freaking love it. So I don't think you're going to have a problem at all. So money well spent. You're going to love it. Let's see. I like this. Keep the super chats coming. I got to pay for these E46 parts I'm about to buy. Let's see. You should do an update on the Milwaukee tools. That's a good idea. I will do that. Is there an ETA on wrinkle black air hose reel and power cord reel mount? I think they're due any day. I agree. We need some more JDM on the channel. I think we should make Ryan, my son, get something JDM. The Milwaukee M18 inflator is good. It is. I had the F82 M4 CS and I hated it. Yeah. Well, the M4 is just ugly. I can't do it. Would you ever do an OG Turbo S? Yeah, I think it's maybe some point. I envision if I'm still going to live, 20 miles from HQ, I envision a world where I'd have a Turbo S and a M5, F90 M5, just some missiles to, cruise up and down. If we're collecting cars and getting a bunch of crap and wasting a bunch of money, I could see me heading down that path as well. So if I buy a wash station standalone, we could store soaps, wash stuff in the lower and put press-alls on top, and later convert it to hold a pressure washer and hose. Yes. The width is 18 inches. The depth is 12, I believe. How about an Inside a Hex membership without Vimeo access and instead a promo code for the YouTube subscription? I can never catch up to the content on Vimeo, but YouTube is easy access. So let's think about that. How about Inside the Hex instead of a promo for the YouTube and a promo code for the YouTube subscription? I just don't think I can do that. I'd love to be able to integrate it. So right now you either subscribe on YouTube or on our site. So we're going to have to figure that out. I agree with you. It's stupid, but it's the only option I got for now because Inside the Hex for Hex Plus. Yeah, I'm telling you, dude, Blues, you go to Adam LZ's E46. It's incredible. It sounds amazing. And his is like, again, janked together. I'm having them make me a really nice one. I'd love to see an OG Watch collaboration. That would be cool. I should find someone to collab with in the future. Let's see. Hey, Matt, plan on testing the Active 3.0 soon? Yep, I got one back there. I've got to play with it. Ever since I got my ADS foam can, I've been itching to wash my car again. That's good. Anytime you get new car wash and stuff, it's nice to wash. What's your pad polish combination for polishing wheels? Most importantly, barrels. Yeah, I'm using the Rupes Nano with probably the new 2-inch backing plate. And I'm going to use Grio's Fast Correcting Cream on I would probably use a medium Rupes wool pad. Let's see. CW Auto Obsessed. It's been a while since I've kept up with everything OG. Is Mike F still around doing projects? Love seeing the how-to for everything. Yep, he's building the bullpen. Right now he's on vacation, but he's finishing up the bullpen, and then he and I have a bunch of car projects to work on. We have my laundry room to do, which will be on the Matt Mormon channel. So we got a lot of stuff doing, but he's been laser focused on the bullpen, where all the humans are going to go. It's going to look sick. Porsche guy says, Matt, I'm local with a .2 RS that needs PPF removed and dialed in. Let me pay you, and you can make some content of it as well. Yeah. I'll tell you what, I would do it. Let's see, what would it take for me to do it again on somebody else's car? Let's see, it would take me probably 2 weeks. Like to do it in my timing. Let's see, the PPF removal, if it's a whole car removal, is probably, I probably have a total of like maybe 10 or 15 hours to get it off. I don't know. I didn't keep track, but let's say it's 10 hours. And I could probably do it in a day, but my hands hurt right now. And I did it over the course of many different, 2-hour sessions. So 10 hours there, another, say, 15 hours to polish it. Then it goes to, so there's 25 hours. And then it goes to get PPF done, comes back, gets coated. All the coating process and the wheels and tires and all that stuff, it takes probably another 10 hours. So I'm 35 hours in. And then my target rate is to make $5,000 an hour. So 35 times 5,000. I'll do it for $175,000. Does that sound okay? So, or let's say my target would be to make $2 million a year, divided by 2,000 hours would be $1,000 an hour. So, all right, I do it for $35,000. But I want to make $5,000 an hour. So I want to make $10 million a year. Is what I want to do. So if you're in, I'd say I do today because I'm not that good. I'm not quite as in high demand. So I would do it for $35,000. Without, you'd have to pay for the PPF still. So you're probably going to be $45,000 for me to do it. So you might want to go find someone better for a whole lot less. Kevin says, thanks for sharing the origin of your driving fears. I always thought it was OCD and immediately pictured someone needing to be a neat freak and always wanting to be organized. No, my obsession, the obsessive compulsiveness, is the obsessive worry. The organized and structured is just a byproduct of that sort of personality type. But the phobic, anxious type that's driven by the constant obsession over it is my problem. When are you getting a Paddock or I don't even know how to say, is it Vacheron or AP? And just not, I don't know, just not really all that interested. Hey, Matt, can I email you a few questions about what you do with a car that I recently purchased when it comes to detailing? I'm kind of at my limit, man. You can. And you can press your luck and see. If I get inspired, I can respond. Usually my tech support team does most of the responding now. But you can send it to me and maybe I'll get back to you. How could you be disappointed in BrakeBuster? What do you want it to do? It's great. Foams well, super slick, cleans well, cleans your tires great. It's awesome. No waffle weave. I really love waffle weave for glass, but I'm telling you, twist loop is better. No shipping updates should be here. Well, it was 3 weeks last week or 4 weeks last week, so it should be 3 weeks this week. So it's on the way. Ordered and owned a 24 G80 for 2 years. Sold it to build my shop. I too have been looking at the F80 platform as I feel like they're at the lowest price they will ever be and won't depreciate more. I think F80s would depreciate more. They made so many of them. So many of them. CMP Garage says, hey, Matt, I am having problems with water spots from my neighbor's sprinklers. Will a durable coating help protect the paint while I can figure out a better solution? Probably not. In fact, the coating, even in great coatings, will probably make it even more water spot prone. Mopar says, how long would you wait after a respray before polish and coating? It depends. I mean, it depends on the paint system. Polish and coating, most of them, some of them can be 7 days later. Some of them are 90 days later, but some are between 7 days and 3 months. I think you're probably safe at 30 days for most. Are the press all labels working on the squeeze bottles? No, they don't. Uh-oh. Lost the internet. Yeah, you can put it on there and it sticks, but it's gonna start to bunch up a bit. Okay, I'm back. Where were we? Any plans to implement or add the active hose reel to the OG wash station? I don't know. It's I got one here. It's fit and finish is a little better, I think, than the Cox, but it has some of its own jankiness. Like, it's just not well engineered. We really need to make our own. So I'm not sure yet. Gen 2 Joe 936 says, I have always avoided car covers due to marring and scratching. Is Cover King still the go-to car cover? Yeah, but I mean, I only put a car cover on right after it's been washed. And I only like the indoor ones because they're super soft. Hey, Matt, what about the Culinite Manzerna combo? When can we see a wash and talk waxing video? I was just thinking about that. I think what I'm going to do, because I want to get the GT3 finished first, and so I'm probably going to take the PPF. There's some PPF on the Interlagos E46. I'm going to take that off. I'm going to polish it, and then I'm going to wax it. I'm going to seal and wax it and live with that for a little while, and then I'm going to go get it painted, and then we'll coat it. By Kitty says, how do you tackle recoating a car that is PPF? Is polishing required to get the current coating off? Yes. You'd want to polish it, just two-step it like you would paint, and then recoat it. Wild9 says, how do you feel about ADS coatings? Looks like you're going back to Old Faithful. I think it's great. ADS Pro is my favorite, high solids, heavier duty coating, and then I still love CSLXO. Brian, I'm not going to TRCMA, not this year. Jeff Jr., any plans for Active 2.0 maintenance content and offering parts? My water seals need replacing. They are easy to service, it seems like. Yeah, I probably should. And then I do need to finish the Krensla teardown and repair video. We keep putting that on the back burner until we get the entry or the bullpen done. Do you have any interest in meeting the DDE team and seeing their cars once they settle into the LZ compound? I think that's a joke about them moving into the LZ compound. I'm pretty sure that's a joke. But yeah, I'm sure I'd meet with them and hang out with them. Do you know the approximate cost of a single wash station standalone yet? I said it's somewhere around, oh no, yeah. Single wash station, standalone, no, I don't know yet. 512TIN says, hey Matt, what are your best tips and tricks for wall mounting a TV along with a sound bar while completely hiding all the cables? It's really easy. Got to hit studs. Got to hit block. So you got to hit something solid. If it's metal, you're going to want to use toggle bolts. But you need a level. You need get like a stud buddy from Amazon, which will, is a little magnetic thing that finds where the studs are based on the drywall screws, that are holding the drywall in. And, and then just pre-mount the bracket to the back of the TV, measure, the height. I always draw it on draw it on a piece of paper and draw it out. And then you mount the bracket, put the TV in place. Then you're going to, mount the bracket. Then you cut your holes to run your wires. And I just run the wires just bare through the wall. I run the power through the wall as well. It's always nice if you have a power outlet below it. Makes it easier. But it's a pretty simple deal to do. Lots of great videos online, too, on how to do it. New Mosmetic gun, maybe this year. Probably not this year. That would probably be early next year. What are you currently using for plastic dressing? I don't dress it. I coat it. So I use CSL XO. XO V5 is, I think, the best plastic dressing. So you don't want to dress it. You just want to coat it. And you don't want to dress anything in the interior. There's no need to dress anything in your interior, I'm telling you. Just keep your interior clean. Get heat rejecting tint and don't mess with it. Do you have a recommended leather dye kit similar to what Color Lock had? I think Geist would be the good way to go. Eventually, we'll have it for Leader Max, but Geist would be the current choice. Any plans for Hex Focus? No. That was a short-term thing. Have you tried the Active 3.0 yet? Nope, I have one. I need to get on it. I've been focused on the GT3 and the Evo and the new packages and all that stuff. Brennan Crawford says, I had a GTI as a weekend car, sold it for a 22 540i. The BMW is for sale. Doesn't scratch the fun itch. Am I missing something? Does this call for a Cayman E92, something to replace it? Yeah, I mean, a 5 Series BMW is not fun at all. It's like the antithesis of fun, especially a 540i and a new one with turbos. Just not good. So, yeah, I mean, a Cayman would be insane. You would love it. I'll put up $10K for 25% royalty to help develop an OG pressure washer reel. yeah, we need to do it. Wash station by itself this spring or later? Late spring, early summer. So, let's see. My plan on the E46 is to fix the paint. IND painted grills, IND painted gills, IND painted front and rear emblems, IND painted floating center caps, Carbon X plate frame, Carbonius engine cover, RKB carbon front thrust panel, the Vorsteiner V2 front bumper, Castro headers and exhausts, AMX Recaro seats, replace any interior parts that don't look brand new. Replace those, probably steering wheel, shift boot, a knob for the e-brake, floor mats, door sills, put the radar detector in, get the windows tinted, Brembo GT, possibly swap the suspension for Öhlins TTX, and then maybe respray the car. And then a stereo. It already has Auto Solutions short shifter kit. It already has a tune, but I'll probably update it with an Alpha N tune. It already has CSL wheels, so hopefully those are really good in really good shape, so I don't have to replace those. Already has a CSL trunk. So my M2 that I'm going to order hopefully late summer. I'm going to do Alpha N carbon front grille. Their front grille, front bumper trim, three-way or class 3 front splitter, trunk spoiler, rear diffuser. Then I would do the M Performance front air inlet trim set, Auto Technic carbon engine bay trim set, IND cosmetic stuff, BBS FIR Evo, Michelin Cup 2s. So I do 20-inch BBS FIRs. Future Classic Titanium Stud Kit, MMX Performance Carbon Ceramics, and Paget pads for those. 3DM Öhlins TTX, Auto Solution Short Shifter, the MMX Power Control Module, which is the tune, Eventuri Intake, Strut Tower Brace, Carbon Intake Scoops, Engine Cover, the INDIV Carbon Cooling Shroud, Engine Bay Cover Set, Dry Carbon ECU Cover, Goodrich Blackline engine cap set, and an AWE switch path. So the M2 modifications were like $40,000. So $80,000 car, $40,000 for the modification. Maybe I would, but I wouldn't plan to do it all at once. I would do it in stages, but it would be, I think it would be cool to do. I have to finish, let's see, GT3 RS. I removed the remaining PPF. I can take that off the list. New front lip, fix the gauges, fix the door rattle. I'm going to fix that right now and take that off the list. Paint, polish, PPF coating, whatever PPF I decide to do. The Evo front bumper is almost done. The Evo 9 front bumper, we just had to order a couple more parts. I'm going to do the stereo. So I already talked to Chris from Garage Orlando to do my stereo. So that'll happen in maybe in a month. I'm going to put the radar detector in. I just got the blend mount today. I'm doing wheels and tires this weekend. We'll do the fender shaving when Mike gets back. GT4RS, I'm going to order an exhaust this week and put the radar detector in. I just got the blend mount for that. So this is why I said I can order the E46 before I'm done. I'm going to have this all done like by next week. Once I get the GT3 RS is going to get put outside. GT4S is going to come inside and outside in the car capsule. I got to change a bunch of oil in all the cars, so I'll start doing that as well. But next weekend, I'm going to bring the Tesla up, do the Tesla suspension, do the Tesla brakes. My Tesla wheels will be here in a few weeks. So I'm going to do all the Tesla stuff. And I'm still waiting on the axles for the Bronco. That I'm taking to a shop. So I'm going to get that done. So I'm working on, after the podcast here today, I'm going to get the GT3 mirror put on, the wing put back on, get that thing outside, and it'll sit in waiting to go get the paint done. And Evo wheels are going on this weekend. So I got to mount, balance, coat those, get those on, figure out what we need to do with the suspension and alignment. And then the Evo lights and all that stuff is done. So, yeah, it's looking good. I'm going to have plenty of bandwidth to play with. I'm going to keep playing with cars and bandwidth for my my G87 or F87 M2. So in a perfect world, I'd order that in a couple of months and we'd pick it up early fall. By then, hopefully, I'll be able to drive in the mountains. That's my plan. Anyway, that's a wrap for today. I think let me just make sure there weren't any more questions here. Yeah, that's it. I'll see you guys next week. We'll get it up on all the platforms, and appreciate you being here. Thanks for all your questions. See you next week.